With only a few more days left until the grand opening of Oakland Creek Zoo, we have a couple more projects that we need to work on and get done real fast here. Our main issue today is our plaza, which is going to be this area right here. This is going to be our main focus for today. We need to establish some restrooms, a guest service area, and a couple of more areas, and also a dedicated staff area as well. And maybe, just maybe, we'll work on out over here into one of these islands. So guys, before we go ahead and get started with today's video, a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's dive straight on in. And what is a plaza without a sort of fountain? So with today, for this area right here, we are going to make a natural fountain. Not just like any circle, but a waterfall like area with some natural stones in it, basically giving it off the area that we are in, which is the temperate biome here, surrounded by the lake here. And with this here, trying to form a nice little land here, and most importantly, make it look all natural. Of course, we're going to put a couple statues on top of it as well, but there is a little bit more to know about this. Let's dive into a little bit of a backstory into the history behind this land. Back in the early 50s, a man by the name of Ken Oakland, who's originally a Michigan native, was traveling in these parts just north of Indianapolis when he came across this beautiful site of this lake/creek-like area. He saw it up for sale and couldn't do anything better than to take the opportunity behind the land. However, it costed him a heavy fortune, which caused his bank account to plunder into the negatives, which, unfortunately for him, he had a love for animals. He always had a concern for the local wildlife and other exotic animals around the world that were endangered. Over the years, and going into the late 70s and early 80s, he finally managed to make enough money, so he started a little bit of constructing the zoo. However, unfortunately, his zoo sadly went out of business and closed due to financial stability, and unfortunately, in late 2013, he sadly passed away at the age of 88. Rest in peace, Mr. Oakland. The remnants of his old zoo will be remembered and memorialized around each one of these islands. On the good news though, a descendant from his family, his two grandchildren by the name of James Oakland and Sierra Oakland, are both interested into making their grandfather's legacy continue. James, being a researcher and a mechanic with his skills, could help us out with our zoo main design, and also researching for certain themes throughout the island. While Sierra, who recently just graduated from the University of Auburn, located in Auburn, Alabama, with a degree of veterinary medicine, as she loves animals very much, and she will do anything it takes to make sure they are safe, okay, treated, and ready to be released back out into the wild. And here it is, our beautiful fountain where the history will be remembered, and so will Mr. Oakland. Now, please note that this is not the final product. There will be some changes going on here. These statues were just added for right now, just for temporarily purposes only. So, just please remember, if you see more decorations later on in today's video, please note that it's just an improvement. And here is one of our main staff areas right here. Right here where this building is, directly right here, this is our management building and logistics, plus everything else where we get our package deliveries for certain items or whatever. And also our staff break room, which is this little building right here that we have constructed over to the side. And it's time that we fully get this thing established in there. So in the meantime, I think it's time we move on to our guest service area. Looking at an early model here, this was originally an ATM place where basically you go in, you can transaction money, but I think this is very unrealistic, so it's time we go ahead and we turn this into our guest service building. And here is our full revamp of our guest service building from an ATM building. Going inside here, you have information booths. And over here on the side, you just have your ATMs. And some over here, you have some lockers and some strollers. Coming in on the outside, you have a couple of more lockers right here. This is our guest service area. And also over here too is our restroom. Let's take a look at some of the current upgrades that we have made. Starting off with this beautiful area right here, which is going to be our lakefront view of the whole lake right here. So coming in from right here, you can just see how beautiful the landscaping right here looks, all the decorations. Coming up to here, we will be going to this area next, which is this, and I believe we are going to make our first habitat over here. I decided to make a row of benches with canopies on top. And of course, we come all the way over here to our coming soon sign. We're going to have something going on over here in the near future. So stay tuned for this. Then of course, coming over here to our final part of the temporary things. I've built a fence following the side of the riverbed. I am going to add in some decor here with some like stones and stuff on the side here with some plants, followed by trees going all the way down here and to here where the staff go in, and they can go to here, go to the management building, or just go to a break room. And same thing with our break house. So that is pretty much it. And of course, coming over here, this is our entrance gate. This is like one of the first things we did right after the first episode ended. So we got that done, and we need to focus on this area now. Now this area, this is going to be a sort of like depot area where trucks come in bringing in supplies and stuff for our animals and habitat materials, and then followed by our veterinarian and some quarantine areas too to help our animals. It does appear here that our friends have finally made it. Both James and Sierra. They both have finally made it to the zoo with one of our travel buses that we have. So hopefully they love so far the design process that we have done here with the front entrance. And yeah. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's start work on the North American Trail. Coming over here to this land right here, this is where we're going to build our first habitat. And our first animal of the zoo will be the American Bison. Let's take a look a bit here at the American Bison. The American Bison is near threatened. There's only 80,000 left in the wild. The American Plains Bison is a large ungulated native to the US and Canada. Bison are characteristic by their large head, shoulder hump, and forequarters, all of which are covered in a shaggy coat. Their hindquarters are comparatively less muscular, with a thinner coat. Both sexes have horns and are similar in size, but males are much heavier due to having more muscle. So take a look here at the habitat needs. They need to have exactly 4,521 square feet of land with no water. This is the temperature requirements. They need to have at least a grade 3 fence, grasslands, taiga, species data, all of this. Up to 1 male and 14 females. And they're most compatible with pronghorn antelopes, the collared peccary, and the black-tailed prairie dog.
And it appears here that our buffalo friends have finally made it to their brand new home. And it also appears that it's now snowing too. So here it is, the habitat complete. This is not too bad as it being our very first habitat. So here is our first 3 brand new animals into the zoo. Oh, hold on here. We'd like to welcome in as our very first animals into the brand new zoo, Right, Bennu, and Santi. 1 male and 2 females, with Right here having himself a golden medal, so he will be a key asset for breeding. So we should be good on that. And also, I think it's time to bring up that we are low on funds. We are coming down to $56,000 with money dropping down quickly. So that is not looking great for us. So we need to finish up. And we are going to do 1 more habitat before opening day. I think we are going to do our next habitat right here in this big old space right here. And I think the perfect animal for this area would be, it's going to be the cougar. Cougar here is least concern. Their population in the wild is currently unknown. Their natural habitats in southern Florida, all across the west coast. But there are some up in this area too, up in like the Appalachian Mountains. I know there is some up there. So everything that they need exactly 7,589 feet square space of land, and height requirements, yada yada yada. Species data, the group size, there can only be up to 1 male and 1 female. The male bachelor group size includes 1 female, 1. Their dominant system, but their mating system. Their life expectancy is 12 years. And yeah. So let's go real quick here. So I've been noticing my game's been bugging here too. So let's go to our market and see if there's any cougars up for sale. By the looks of it, we have 2 high ratings here. We got Nolan and Asha. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to adopt Nolan and adopt Asha. So let's go ahead and, well, let's start making our habitat zone. All right, here is our whole area that we are going to be needing here to create this habitat. So the overall view, I'm going to make it in the design of the Rockies. And I think here for the whole plan, down here we're going to have a bit of a water source area. Then I think over here we will make a shack where you can go in, and right over here will be the cougar den, and you can view inside the cougar den to see if the cougars are inside. So we're gonna have the house right here that goes inside of a mountainside. So this is gonna take a good minute, so without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, and here is now the cougar habitat, all done. Here we have all of our walls in, everything is in order. Coming down into here, we already have our cougars already in here. We got Nolan right here. Then we got, oh, my mouse keeps on disappearing for some reason. And Asha right here. Now we have our animals. We now have less than 50,000 in our bank. We got some navigatable climbing structure here just for them so they can explore a bit. Now I've turned off all the climbing abilities for the trees so they will not be able to get out. So we are good on that. But we are running a bit low on funds. So you know what I think? I think in that case, I believe it is finally time that we open up the zoo to the public for the first time. So let's see how that goes. Let's start.
And with that, I believe our park's opening has been a big success. As of me doing this little slideshow, our profits are going up. We are fixing to hit $35,000. And overall, our most popular habitat by far is the cougar habitat right here. Well, my friends, this is all the time I have for today. A like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.